This is the Self-Storage Podcast, where we share the knowledge and skills from the industry's leading investors, developers, and operators to help you launch and grow your self-storage business. I'm your host, Scott Myers, and over the past 16 years, we have acquired, developed, converted, and syndicated over 2 million square feet of self-storage nationwide with the help of my incredible team at SelfStorageInvesting.com, who has helped thousands of people achieve greatness in self-storage. Hey everyone, Scott Myers here, and welcome to the Self-Storage Podcast. Today, a shorter version because it is Friday. Happy Friday to you, and it is a Follow Me Friday as well, where I recap the week's activities. So we've had, it goes without saying, a busy week and a good week in many, many ways. We have continued to increase our marketing on the passive side of our business, passive investing side, meaning our equity partners as we continue to grow that side of the business. There's a number of folks that want to partner with us and invest with us alongside of us in our various self-storage projects and in our fund. And today we just landed another $500,000 partner, somebody who has a 1031 exchange that they wanted to invest alongside of us. So that's always a good day when we gain a new partner's trust in us, and they also put their money where their mouth is and invest with us as well. We also had a meeting with our general contractors at our Cedar Rapids conversion project, which is moving along very nicely. Second floor is in, steel is going up, and they are pushing very, very hard to get this project done. And our contractor, which I'll share in a future episode when we do a case study, because I want to make sure that we're done. But we've used them in the past at our development project up in Mokina, and they did a fantastic job. And one of the things that we've learned from them essentially is that once we get our hard bid, and we went into this project with our lenders and our private equity partners, and we had the budget set, they went back and we had a clause in our agreement with them, our contract, that states that they could go back and rebid with their subs and not change anything material to the project itself in terms of fit, finish, materials, or anything along those lines. But if they can beat up their subs and have them come in at a lower dollar amount, that we would split the difference with them. So if we have a $10 million construction bid and we settle on that, and however they come in at $9,500,000, then they get an extra $250,000. And again, all inspections, all per the original scope of work. But is a fantastic way so far that we've seen at least one project that seems to work well to get these done on time and under budget. So something you may want to talk with your general contractors about, those of you that are doing conversions and developments. We're also moving forward, gathering more data, but also setting up a DAO, basically a crypto fund to accept tokens to tokenize some of our syndications and our projects going forward. We feel that the Internet 3.0 and decentralization of the banking industry, we are going to explore and go down that path just as quickly as we possibly can, because that creates so much less friction than the way that we do it now in terms of raising private equity and all the rules surrounding that, as well as the time and the expense of doing so. So more to come on that as we continue to learn, but we are just very, very excited. Also, we spent a little bit of time working with, we're all about giving back. We are very mission focused here at Kingdom Storage. And from the beginning, the goal was always to be able to have time to go out onto the mission field and take our family and to be able to travel along with that, and perhaps vacation as well. And storage has given us the freedom to be able to do that. It certainly didn't happen when we had houses and apartments. And so we're going into phase 2 of that now. We built about 17 houses down in Mexico, and we take families along with us, our friends, families, coworkers, our vendors, our students, our student partners, our joint venture folks, basically anybody that wants to go on and experience a 4-day short-term mission trip with us. We pay for it, we fund it, and introduce people to the mission field. Now, they have to get to San Diego, to California. That's it. That's the only stipulation, but we take care of everything after that. And then and we build a house in a day and a half, essentially. It's a 4-day trip, a day of travel back and forth. The house is built in 2 days, roughly a day and a half, and we hand the keys to a deserving family who is very, very pleased. Obviously, this is changing so many things for them, but we're doing our part to end generational poverty, one family at a time and one house at a time. As the Bible says, you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. And so it has felt like it's been weighing on us that giving a house to a family, although it means so much to change their lives, and for generations after them, and just the health issues and everything else that goes along with that. We felt we wanted to go a step further, and so we've created a microloan And along with that, the stipulations for receiving this loan that we've set up is that you go through entrepreneur classes and get a certificate, if you will, of sorts, by learning how to set up a franchise, how to set up your own small business. So we're coming alongside of our partners, Youth with a Mission, who we build our houses through Homes of Hope. And we've identified a person who is now going to begin to discuss and promote this program for the folks that we build houses for and other folks in the communities that we serve in that want to go out and start their own business, but just don't have the time, the money, the resources to be able to do so. So one of the gentlemen, one of the gentlemen that we build a house for, he has dreams and aspirations of having his own taco cart and eventually his own restaurant. He works at a taco restaurant right now. He's an incredible cook, but his son is even better. And so they're going to start a family business, and we're going to help to fund it. And it starts with a taco cart. They've got the site located. He has his cart purchased, as well as a number of the tools, and he's going through the courses right now. And so we couldn't be more excited about Tomas and his desire to start his own business. To see that entrepreneurial drive is incredible, and for us to be able to come alongside of him is very rewarding. So more to come on that as well. Flew to Oklahoma City on Monday for a site tour. A facility that we're closing. It's a small facility, 9,000 square feet, but it's almost 10,000 square feet. It is on 5 acres. And so we have expansion plans, first phase of 30,000 square foot. So I did the site tour with my partners, and we tidied up the underwriting to submit to the lenders, and should be closing on that project very, very soon. And just excited about that. I mean, those are the projects that we love. That's where it all started for us. Is buying these value-add facilities, and the best ways to add value is to build additional buildings on an existing site. And so that's what we're doing. And anytime, typically we would find a 30,000 square foot facility and we add another 9 or 10,000 on it. But when we can find the reverse of that and then pay just for the income stream, basically cap rate based upon the NOI and the value of the existing income stream in buildings, we almost get the 5 acres for free. And so this is a beautiful thing. This is the model that has worked so well for us, and I love it when we find another one. It's just the thrill of victory because we found it when nobody else saw it and or knew that they could add on to it as well in a market that is actually just exploding. We are also moving forward, or I'm moving forward with the business coaching. I say we because I am in many times, in many instances, the holdup, the cog in the machine, and there's a whole lot of things that land on my desk that are my responsibility that we're working to take off of my plate and train my lieutenants, train my staff, my executive staff, in the areas in which I don't necessarily really need to be there, with the exception of the fact that right now it's just a knowledge transfer over to them. And so I'm working with a coach. The first time in my life, I hesitated for many years, partly out of pride. I'll admit it. If you want to call it that, you hate to admit that. But I always felt, God, we coach people. We have a coaching organization. This is what we do. What do I need a coach for? And then I took my own advice, and the same thing that we tell all of our folks that come into our mentoring and coaching programs, which is everybody has a coach. Tiger Woods has a coach, as many of you have heard. Tony Robbins, who is the nation's probably leading coach, he has a coach. All of them do. And so my coach is going to get my head on straight, help me with my priorities and with my accountability. And then we're going to attack these pain points in our business that really starts with me and lands on me, as my executive team has pointed out to me over and over again. So second meeting, and looking forward to progress on that front as well. We also had a long meeting, several meetings this week, with discussions with regards to the back office functions of our fund. We're starting at $25 million, have started and launched a $25 million fund. And although we handle the investor relations and we have a portal, there's a whole lot more moving parts and individuals that handle those moving parts. And we're just not sure that we want to build this out as we continue to grow and take on all those employees. There's certain areas of our business where, you really can't. Marketing, they need to get your voice. They need to understand and have your core values. And certain, bookkeeping, I really want to keep our own in-house for obvious reasons. But for a fund administration and the oversight in the CPA and bookkeeping of a fund, as well as some of the investor relations pieces, again, not all of that, because there are folks and we want to be able to handle them and handle them with care. But there's some of these interactions that just don't have to be done by us, and some other functions that we just don't know that we want to build out on our own and take that on and go through 2 or 3 people per position, which we found until we get the really the right one. So looking to partner with an organization that already has the right people and the right seats on the bus that we can come alongside until we decide to either build out our own and learn from them, or decide that we don't want to ever do it. So we've got one picked, and we're going to be moving forward very, very soon. Also, this week was a week of setting really in motion our plans for 2022. So we run from the Entrepreneur Operating System, or EOS, by Traction, the book by Gino Wickman, which is more than just a book. It's truly a system for running your business. And we've been doing this for 3 years now. And so we already did our business planning for the year, but we tweaked it. We made some changes because we decided already coming out of our level 10 meetings per Traction and the parlay in Traction is that we decided to go in a different direction in a couple areas of our business. And so that meant moving some people around on the bus. Our organizational chart, our accountability chart is going to look a little bit different, and some different initiatives, peeling back in one area, but going completely different direction, 100 miles an hour in a different direction, which I'm really, really excited about. So we were firming that up and setting our quarterly rocks, our quarterly goals. The rocks meaning these are the things that absolutely have to happen this quarter. And thankfully, again, that involves removing me from one key part of our organization, and that's going to feel really good because everybody's waiting on me for a couple of those items that now is going to be handed off to somebody else. Recorded a few podcasts this week, little more than usual, both for our own as well as being asked to be guests on others. We get a lot of requests. I get a lot of requests to speak on various podcasts, and I take most, if not all of them, but not every single one of them. And this week, as we continue our presence continues to grow, and obviously the popularity of self-storage in this market and the economy that we're in right now, being who we are as an organization, and that we've been at it longer than anybody else, we get more requests than anybody else to speak in other people's podcasts and other interviews. So it's been keeping us busy. Also, flew to Florida and had a meeting with my partners on our fund and properties. We've got a lot of properties in the pipeline that we discussed. We're also discussing that back end, the fund administration as well, and then also sat down and look at the numbers and setting our budget for the year. And just always good to get to Florida, but always good to get face to face with my partners that are located in Florida. So that's a whole lot of other moving parts on the business side, but nothing else noteworthy to discuss here on a podcast. On the personal side, our basement flooded. So good news, bad news. The good news is we get, and it wasn't bad. It was just the carpet got wet and didn't even go up into the walls or drywall or anything else. Good news is we get new carpet. Unfortunately, the sump pump, the alarms, the backup, everything that we purchased several years ago was it all failed. Short of its useful life. I even had, the last time to put it in, the guy who came out at 2 a.m. to replace it all. He said, yeah, this stuff all failed the last time. And even I had my checks in my calendar to look at them to make sure that everything was working. And they didn't even come up in my calendar at the time frame we were supposed to. So bad news is it all failed without alarms, and our insurance isn't going to cover all of it, unfortunately. So good news is we're going to get new carpet down there, and it forced us to do a few other things. But also it's been cold this winter. It's been freezing cold, and haven't been able to get outside as much. So I decided to pull the trigger on a Peloton bike. It's one of the studio quality ones. It's not a Peloton. Everybody uses that, kind of like Kleenex is for tissue. Peloton is for these the studio bikes. So this is a NordicTrack. The S22i, in case you're interested, and it's amazing. And the reason why I got the NordicTrack is the bikes are essentially the same. I tried them both out from an equipment standpoint, but the screen, the programming, the video on the NordicTrack is head and shoulders above the Peloton. It's got all, I can do all the group stuff. I can ride on my own anywhere else, but that is fantastic. And you don't have to, it's not as much of a hefty fee to pay on a monthly basis to have the programming and to be able to attend the group classes and do everything else. So it's been awesome. And the pounds are going to come off now before spring break. I can feel it. But it's just good to be moving again because it's been a little cold and icy out here as well. And also on the business/personal side, I suppose we're going to Phoenix. Traveling to Phoenix on Monday to attend our mastermind, the Self-Storage Mastermind. And I'm just excited that the group continues to grow. Although we are capping it, and we are continuing to raise the bar and the level on the our interview process and the type of people that we're going to let into the group. It's not for newbies. A true mastermind is built around people that are in the business, that are like-minded individuals in the same industry operating at a certain level so that they can be the board of advisors for other folks. And so our Self-Storage Mastermind is the first, and we've also held up to that caliber. There's other folks that use the word mastermind around, whether it be in self-storage or otherwise, that'll let anybody in as long as they can fog a mirror and pay the bills. I think it's been an overused word, if you will, out there, and some people have just taken their 3-day event and they call it a mastermind. But ours is a little bit different. We follow Napoleon Hill, and what he had set up in terms of a true mastermind, and every individual in this room is operating at a high level, at a high net worth, with lots of experience, lots of doors and square footage behind them. And I am so excited to go because every time I leave my own mastermind, I still have pages of notes of things that I see these rock stars are doing that inspires me, or certain things that I was unaware of, or things that are coming down the pike that some other folks have advanced notice of, and the deal flow. We get more deals out of this, out of our mastermind than anywhere else. And there's marketing machines in there that are grabbing anything and everything that comes up for sale, and they can't take them all down. And so, we as a group have an opportunity to invest in some of those and buy them from the members as wholesale or do joint ventures. And so I just look forward to all the deal flow that comes in. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you're wondering why you're not getting deal flow, it's because there's 40 people in this room that are doing most of the marketing out there for existing facilities, spending $10,000 to $20,000 in marketing costs per month, and we're grabbing them all. That's why. So if you're struggling for deal flow, you ought to come check out our mastermind, because we're doing a lot of deals. There's hundreds of millions of dollars of deals that flow through that group each and every quarter when we gather, and in between then on our webinars as well. But on the personal side, looking forward to getting out to Phoenix, because my 2 oldest kiddos, Sydney and Gavin, are out there at Grand Canyon University. So excited to see them as well. But then also, as part of the mastermind, we're going to the Barrett-Jackson collector car auction. And we know a couple of the builders, and so we're going to sit down and talk with some of the builders about not only in this economy right now, but what does a business look like for somebody who finds a car, builds a car from scratch, and takes it to the auction. And we're talking these builders that we're talking to. John is one of them. He's taken a $200,000 Camaro to go list it. It's a '69 Camaro that is completely customized, and it's not that it's so much rare. It's that he put 900 hours of fabrication into the rear end of this car alone. These things are amazing, and so we're going to have a chance and an opportunity to sit down and talk to some of these builders about their business and what we can learn from that and put into our business. Business is business, but it's always interesting to talk to some of these other folks and get access to them. So we've lined that up, and we are going to treat our mastermind members to a little, as we always do at our mastermind, a little VIP behind the scenes experience that you wouldn't have if you were just showing up there or just out and about, at the auction or anywhere else. So looking forward to that, and mostly looking forward to that because I'm a car guy, and I cannot wait to go get my eyeballs on some of that the rolling beauty that is out there as well. So we'll report back on that. Other than you can watch it on TV, and it's just it's amazing. So with that, happy Friday to you all. I hope you pulled some nuggets out of this as you look at the activity level that we have and the things that are going on, and we'll report back on next week with some updates to this, but then also many of the other new projects that are coming into our office across my desk virtually every day and every single week. So with that, everybody have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you all on the flip side. Take care. Hey gang, wait, 3 things before you leave. First, don't forget to subscribe to the Self-Storage Podcast and turn on your notifications so you never miss another episode. And while you're there, please leave us a 5-star review if you like the show. Second, be sure to share your favorite episodes and more via Instagram, and don't forget to tag us. And lastly, head to the links in the show description and hit the follow and subscribe button on Twitter and Facebook to get a front row seat as we grow and scale our business and bring you along with us. Take care.